UC seniors look for jobs in the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Bob Huggins returns to UC as the Mountaineers face off against the Bearcats, and Uptown investigates the side effects of popular energy drinks. All today on Uptown. Hello, welcome to Uptown, a production of the Electronic Media Division at the University of Cincinnati. I'm Katie Jeffries.
And I'm Rachel Alleg. A nationally syndicated newspaper columnist says that nearly 2.2 million young people have already lost their jobs in the economic downturn. The columnist Bob Herbert says the bleak job situation could beat young people down in ways that could leave scars for a lifetime. We hope he turns out to be wrong, but many seniors are still feeling anxious about the future. Reporter Katie Krofka talked to highly qualified UC student body president Ryan Rosenzweig about his plans after graduation.
Students today are hardworking, diligent, and passionate about learning. They have to be because getting a job is becoming harder and harder. Many students, including UC student body president Ryan Rosenzweig, are going above and beyond just general schoolwork.
Well, I really made a decision early on to follow my passions, and those include leadership and getting involved, being spirited within athletics, as well as really following an individual academic path. So I think that I really set myself apart by kind of going that extra step and working with faculty and spending the nights inside student groups trying to make a difference.
For graduating seniors, finding a job is becoming increasingly hard. They've studied and trained for their profession, but now are settling for other jobs, or worse, not getting a job at all.
So I may be a really great student and well prepared for the next level of jobs, but there are many students like that across the nation. And there are fewer jobs that are at the level that a lot of these students would request.
Many students feel they are ready for a real-world job, but are still having problems finding the opportunities.
For me, I feel that I'm ready to graduate, I'm ready to move on to the next stage, but in some ways, I feel as though I'd be in a much more advantageous position if this was a year ago, or if I was just starting college.
Although things look grim, UC students are well prepared with co-ops, knowledge, and passion. This is Katie Krafka reporting for Uptown.
Some UC seniors are worried about finding a job after graduation. Many students in healthcare are confident about life after college. Reporter Reza Garvin talked to 2 nursing students to find out why.
I'm not supposed to be talking to my... Deasa Dorsey is graduating from UC's College of Nursing and is not worried about finding a job.
Then I actually recently just applied for a position on the beginning of this week as an RN at University Hospital, and I have an interview next Thursday, so hopefully soon I will have a position secured. But I do, mostly it is kind of set up.
The Associate Dean, Dr. Lou-Ann Emerson, confirmed that job prospects for nursing grads are enviable.
We get 100% job placement. There are a lot of vacancies out there, although that's tightening up, but since we prepare baccalaureate degree nurses, they're the most sought after in terms of employment for the hospitals.
Blah, 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 blah.
On average, nurses make $45,000 a year starting out, but that can depend on the institution. A contract nurse can make up to $65,000 the first year working for his or herself. So what's a nursing education like? Deasa gave me a tour of the nursing facilities, and we ended up in the simulation lab. The College of Nursing makes sure their students are prepared for real patients in this simulation lab, which houses actual medical equipment.
To you? So you look at it and you say, Miss Chow, you state your name, bro?
Deasa and her classmate Vanessa Martin showed me how to check blood pressure.
Make sure you explain your procedures to them before you actually start performing it. Fit, so you know it's not too tight or not too loose. Then you would grab your stethoscope.
The University of Cincinnati was the first university to offer a baccalaureate degree in nursing. The program is housed in Proctor Hall and is extremely competitive, only letting in 150 students out of more than 500 applicants per year.
I understood that from shadowing experiences that the doctors don't have as much hands-on or as much time with their patients as a nurse does. We're in there. All 12 hours of our shift, we're with the patient. And so I really like that about this field. And I mean, you'll hear, if you interviewed 30 of us right now, most of us will say the same thing. We like helping people. And it truly is. I don't know, what are these? I don't know what them are.
Deasa expects to get her nursing job with University Hospital. But as a well-trained, degree-holding nurse, she has many other job options before her. This is Reza Garvin with Uptown. outside.
Is that a stone?
Former UC coach Bob Huggins returned to his old home court when the West Virginia Mountaineers faced the UC Bearcats at Fifth Third Arena. Reporter David Harding captured his emotional return.
The fans in the Fury were back at Fifth Third Bank Arena to pay honor to former head coach Bob Huggins, who is now coaching West Virginia University.
I just think he did so much for Cincinnati Bearcats basketball in general. Like, he still lingers around in the school even though he's gone.
Former players and even imposters were on hand for something very unfamiliar in Cincinnati. Huggins was at UC, but this time coaching the visitors.
I was standing in front of their bench. I'm so used to standing there. Mick came over and I was talking to Mick, and I didn't realize I was at the wrong bench until the officials came over there.
Shortly before the game, UC showed a video tribute dedicated to Huggins' 16 years in Cincinnati, and Bearcats fans gave Huggins an emotional standing ovation, the ovation bringing tears to Huggins' eyes.
I couldn't help but tear up and become very emotional, you know, when they did the video board, and I knew I was going to do it, so I didn't want to look, but then I thought it was disrespectful if I didn't look. And I knew what was going to happen when I did look. So many great memories of so many wonderful guys, and so many memories of walking in here with 13176 and those people just rooting their hearts out.
But with that, there is still a very big game that had to be played. Yancey Gates, a freshman from Cincinnati, scored a career-high 22 points to lead the Bearcats to a 65-61 victory over the Mountaineers.
It felt kind of good to play that way against one of his teams, especially since I grew up watching him coach.
So Huggins walked away losing his second straight game against Mick Cronin, his former assistant. The Bearcats spoiled Huggins' return to Cincinnati, but they bolstered their chance at an NCAA tournament berth. From Fifth Third Bank Arena, this is David Harding reporting for Uptown.
At UC's First Dance Marathon, students form teams to keep up the beat. For a full 24 hours, at least one person from every team danced in order to help Cincinnati Children's Hospital.
The University of Cincinnati is a campus full of tradition. Some create a sense of community, while others provide a chance to establish new relationships.
EDM, 1, 2, 3.
The Cincinnati Dance Marathon is UC's newest tradition that builds endurance.
Really, it was more than a year in its planning, and I can't believe that it's finally here. The amount of dancers that we have, the color that we have, it's really great to be here finally.
All of the dancing benefits Cincinnati's Children's Hospital Medical Center. Those involved are specifically enthusiastic about raising funds for pediatric oncology.
Staying up and dancing for 24 hours is a treat to many college students. It's even better when it's for a specific cause.
I love to dance, and it's going for a great cause to help these kids who need our help.
More than 12,000 kids are diagnosed with cancer a year. Whether directly or indirectly affected, cancer haunts many families across the world.
My family has had cancer, like my relatives, and I also knew someone who survived cancer.
So participating in the Cincinnati Dance Marathon just makes sense.
And I really just wanted to put through the effort and show that, I support and that I really can do the 24 hours. They have cancer, least we can do is dance.
And dancing is exactly what went down. The goal behind Cincinnati Dance Marathon is to excite those supporting the fight against pediatric cancer.
I love it. My high school used to do this. We used to do it the Friday before spring break. So we did the same thing, just not for 24 hours.
Participants are now pushing it to the next level.
The marathon ended up being a great success. Participants raised more than $8,500, and the event secured over $21,000 in scholarship.